Hello, everybody. Welcome to the D. Louise Book Series channel. I'm Christina, Kristina, Deluise. And I'm a series person. I like series. If you are the kind of person who watches series on Netflix or Paramount or Amazon Prime or any of those, and you wait till the entire series is downloaded and then binge watch, you're like me. If you watch General Hospital, Guiding Light, One Life to Live, any of those, and you scream and yell at the TV, hey, don't do that, she's lying. No, don't do that, she's lying. Or watch around the corner, turn around, look behind you. You're me. So I am a series person, and I like to come to an author with at least 10 or more books in a series, and so that way I can binge read the whole bunch, and I can follow the character growth and the friendships growth and the relationships grow from book to book to book. And today we are on book 4, Rapture and Death, J.D. Robb or Nora Roberts. First name of son. Robb is short for Roberts. Nora Roberts. Okay, so Eve Dallas is a lieutenant in the New York City Police Department. She sees herself as a lieutenant. That's it. That's her entire identity, is as a lieutenant in the police department. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's her sole view. She grew up in the foster system. She grew up alone. She had no family or friends or associates, anybody to count on. So she is extremely uncomfortable in any kind of social situation, except in a room full of cops or in an alleyway fighting chemmy heads or drug dealers or whatever. She's more comfortable there than at one of Rourke's parties. Absolutely. No doubt about it. She married the richest man in the world, and she lives in his house and eats his food in his house. And the closet fairy fills her closet with clothes over the year, and she, little by little, weeds out her old stuff and gives her new stuff to wear, because her old stuff was really ratty and torn. But Eve did not care. Did not care what she looked like. The badge was it. That's it. The badge. That's all that mattered. And Rourke has a hard time with it, and he tries really, really hard. And in later books, it will be worked on further. But I think if Eve had her choice, I could see her living on coffee, real chocolate, pizza, and popcorn buried in salt and butter. Forget the steak, filet mignon, any of that kind of stuff that Rourke would provide. She's a total junk food person, because when she was poor, that was all she could afford. And, well, except for the real coffee, of course. And Rourke tries to feed her balanced meals every day to get, and Eve would rather have the candy bar, or the cookie, or the donut. Although donuts seem to be a luxury in her time period. So, like I said, Eve has a really hard time in social situations. So like in the house, she's dependent. She eats his food, the clothes, the whole 9 yards, as I just said. But outside the house, she's Eve Dallas. She's a cop. And Rourke, in later books, will come apparent that he would like her to leave the house with a couple of dollars in her pocket for emergencies, just in case, that kind of situation. Those of you who grew up a long time ago, you had to have at least carry a quarter in your pocket for that very elusive, very rare item now, a phone booth to call home. Some of you have never even seen a phone booth. And the auto chef. I'm going to have to find a picture. Way back when you went into your office break room and there was a vending machine and it had pre-done sandwiches and soups and little TV dinners, and you paid your money and you slid the door and you got the item out and then you put it in the microwave in the office or whatever. This is a much better. This Auto Chef is just, you can get gourmet meals out of that stupid thing. But she's also collecting friends, and relationships grow each book. And so at this point, she's got Mavis, she's got Nadine, she's sort of got Peabody, Dr. Charlotte Muir, Feeney. Those are the core group right now. So, I did all that right. Oh, and her office. That's another big key issue. Eve's office is a former cleaning closet or something, utility closet. She likes it. It's not big enough to hold people, so she doesn't get company. The chairs are uncomfortable, so people don't stay long. She likes it. Everybody else in her world doesn't, because she's a lieutenant and she deserves better, but Eve doesn't think so. So we have Rapture and Death. They died with smiles on their faces, 3 apparent suicides, a brilliant engineer, an infamous lawyer, and a controversial politician. Police Lieutenant Eve Dallas found their deaths suspicious and investigates. And the lawyer thing comes back later. But I just wanted to read my little favorite chapter here. 3 weeks hadn't changed Cop Central. The coffee was still poisonous, the noise abdominal, and the view out of her stingy window was still miserable, and she was absolutely thrilled to be back. And I know we'll talk about this later in the books, but we all feel that the hubby's got enough money to put coffee, real coffee, and all those coffee machines all over Cop Central, but Eve won't have it. She will not have it. They're cops. They need to suffer. That's Eve's view. So where was I? The cops in her unit had arranged for a message to await her. Since it was blinking sly on her monitor when she walked in, she figured she had her old pal Feeney, the electronic whiz, to thank for bypassing her code. Welcome back, Lieutenant Lovejoy. Hubba hubba. All right, let me just go. Hubba hubba, she snorted out a laugh. Sephoric humor, maybe, but it made her feel at home. She glanced over the mess on her desk. She hadn't had time to clean up anything between the unexpected closing of a case during her bachelor party and her wedding day, but she noted the neatly sealed disc, competent labeled, sitting atop her stack of old work. That would be Peabody's doing, Eve concluded, sliding the disc into her desk unit. She cursed once and slapped the drive to cure the raising hiccups it admitted, and so the ever-reliable Peabody had indeed written the arrest report, filed it, and logged it in. And another pet peeve we will all have, besides even the clothes situation at home, is the vehicle situation at work. She's a cop, dammit, and even though she's a lieutenant, she won't use her rank to get a car. Her office and her office computer. 3 key issues here. So, let's see. The familiar serious face with his dark helmet of hair fizzed in onto her monitor. Sir, welcome back. Thank you, Peabody. My office, please, ASAP. Without waiting for a reply, Eve switched off the unit and smiled to herself. She'd seen to it that Peabody had been transferred to the homicide division. Now she intended to take it a bit further. She engaged the link again. Lieutenant Dallas, is the commander free? Lieutenant, the commander's secretary beamed at her. How was your honeymoon? Again, they always ask. She hates that they ask. But she's got to deal with the social niceties. It was very nice. She felt a quick flush of heat at the gleam in the woman's eye. Hubba hubba had amused her. This dreamy look made her want to squirm. On and on and on, on and on and on, on and on and on. 5 minutes later, when Peabody stepped into her crammed office, Eve was tipped back in her chair, scanning the data on her monitor. I've got a court in an hour, Eve said without preliminary, on the Salvatore case. What do you know about that, Peabody? Spit it out. Very good, officer. Did you read my arrest report on the case? Yes, I did, Lieutenant. Eve nodded. An airbus boomed by the window, spewing noise and displaying air. Then you know that before I restrained Salvatore, I broke his left arm at the elbow, his jaw, and relieved him of several teeth. His lawyers are going to fry me for excessive force. They'll have a rough time of that, sir, as he was trying to burn down the building around you when you cornered him. If you hadn't restrained him whatever manner was possible, he'd have been fried, so to speak. So it goes on and on and on. Let me get to the punchline here. Don't beat yourself up over that one, Peabody. I like Castro too. You did a hell of a job on that one. It helped to hear, but the wound was still raw. Thank you, Lieutenant. Which is why you are now assigned to me as my permanent aide. You want a detective shield officer? Peabody knew what she was being given, the opportunity, the gift out of nowhere. She closed her eyes a moment until she had her voice under control. Yes, sir, I do. Good. You'll work your ass off for it. Get the data requested and let move. Right away. At the door, Peabody paused, turned back. I'm very grateful for the chance you're giving me. Don't be. You earned it. And if you screw up, I'll bust you down to traffic. You gotta read. Damn good. Love it. Please like and subscribe. It's really important that you like and subscribe. Thank you so much.